10 Steps: How Dark Empaths Can Transform into Light Workers. You always knew your empathy was a gift, but after narcissistic abuse, it feels like it was twisted into a weapon against you, leaving you shattered, manipulated, and completely lost. You look in the mirror and see what some people call a dark empath, a term for someone whose sensitivity feels like it's been poisoned by the pain they've had to absorb. You feel broken. But what if that feeling of being broken is a deception? What if the darkness you feel isn't a permanent stain, but unlit fuel for your real purpose? The people who hurt you didn't define you. Strangely, they just held up a mirror to your own shadow. This video is a 10-step roadmap to walk into that shadow, reclaim its power, and re-emerge not as a victim, but as the powerful, light-filled person you were always meant to be. The foundation of transformation. Before we get into the steps, we have to get one thing straight. This journey from a so-called dark empath to what many call a light worker isn't about erasing the darkness. It's about integration. We can look to the work of psychologist Carl Jung here, who believed that we don't become whole by cutting off parts of ourselves, but by bringing our unconscious shadows into the light of awareness. Your pain, your anger, your disillusionment, these aren't weaknesses. They are exiled parts of your power, just waiting for you to reclaim them. The narcissist in your life didn't create these shadows. They just illuminated the parts of you that were already waiting to be healed. This journey is about turning inward and finally taking back the power you were taught to give away. Step 1. Acknowledge the wound, the empath's awakening. The first step is often the hardest, and it's all about radical honesty. It starts with acknowledging that your gift of empathy was exploited. You were living in a state of chronic emotional exhaustion, believing it was your job to heal someone who was committed to their own chaos. This isn't about blame, it's about getting clear. Acknowledge what you lost. Maybe it was your identity, your confidence, or your trust in your own gut feelings. Try writing your story down, not to relive the trauma, but to witness your own strength from a distance. This simple act can move you from denial to awareness, which is the fertile ground where self-compassion finally has a chance to grow. You have to see the cage you were in before you can truly walk out of it. Step 2. Identify the shadow, meet your hidden self. To survive narcissistic abuse, you often have to disown essential parts of yourself. Your needs were labeled too much. Your boundaries were called selfish. Your anger was dismissed as crazy. So, you suppressed these parts, pushing them into what Carl Jung called the personal shadow. Your shadow now holds so much of your disowned power, your righteous anger, your unapologetic needs, and your fierce instinct for self-preservation. Shadow work begins with asking brave questions. Take a journal and ask yourself, what parts of me did I have to hide to keep the peace? What emotions was I not allowed to feel? What truths did I have to ignore? An empath who fears their own shadow often ends up absorbing the shadows of others. By turning to face your own, you begin the sacred work of becoming whole. Step 3. Release the projection, take back your reality. One of the most confusing weapons a narcissist uses is projection. This is a psychological defense mechanism where they take their own flaws, shame, and cruelty and pin them on you. They'll call you manipulative while controlling your every move. They'll call you unstable while they are the ones manufacturing chaos. After a while, their voice can become your own inner critic. Releasing that projection is an act of reclaiming your internal authority. The next time you hear that critical voice, ask yourself, is this really my voice? Or is it an echo of my abuser? Practice validating yourself. Say it out loud. My perception is real. My feelings are valid. This isn't just a fluffy affirmation, it's an act of psychic rebellion. It's you taking the mirror back from them and handing them their own reflection. Step 4. Transform shame into self-worth. Shame is the anchor that keeps you stuck in the cycle of narcissistic abuse. It's that sneaky feeling that you somehow deserve the mistreatment, that you're fundamentally flawed or unlovable. But here's the thing about shame. It can't survive the light of compassion. The antidote isn't arrogance or pride, it's a deep self-worth. rooted in knowing that your value is inherent and was never up for debate. Start a practice of compassionate self-talk. When a shaming thought pops up, meet it with the same kindness you so freely gave to others. Try placing a hand on your heart and saying, "You did the best you could with what you knew then. You are not broken." This practice helps rewire your nervous system, shifting you from a state of self-blame to one of radical self-acceptance. Step 5. Reconnect with your inner light, a light worker's calling. As an empath who has been through the ringer, you've likely become disconnected from your spiritual gifts. Your intuition feels foggy, your compassion feels like a weakness, and your ability to heal feels like a distant memory. It's time to intentionally reconnect with that core of light within you. There's a spiritual belief that light workers are souls who feel a deep pull to help humanity by bringing more light and love to the world. According to this perspective, the mission begins with healing yourself first. Engage in practices that quiet the outside noise and amplify your soul's whisper. This could be meditation, walking in nature, journaling, or creating art. The goal is to remember that your light isn't something you have to earn. It is your very essence.
Step 6. Develop a spiritual backbone, the courage to be true.
Healing isn't all soft and passive. It takes incredible courage. The courage to face difficult truths, sit with uncomfortable feelings, and set boundaries that might disappoint others. This is what it means to develop a spiritual backbone. It's an unshakable inner strength built on daily practices of grounding and clearing your energy. These are powerful meditative techniques that support your psychological well-being. Try visualizing roots growing from your feet deep into the earth, anchoring you in your own power. You can also practice energetic protection by imagining a shield of light around you. An empath without a spiritual backbone can become a sponge, but an empath with one becomes a lighthouse, unmovable, radiant, and a guide for others caught in a storm. As we move into these deeper stages of healing, this work can feel pretty intense. If you find yourself needing a little more guidance on this path of integrating your shadow and reclaiming your power, I've created a guided journal specifically for empaths healing from this kind of abuse. It's filled with prompts and exercises that walk you through this exact process. You can find the link in the description below. It's not a shortcut, but it is a supportive tool for your journey back to yourself. Step 7. Integrate the shadow. Become whole through acceptance. True healing happens not when you get rid of the shadow, but when you integrate it. Shadow integration is the process of bringing your hidden parts into your conscious awareness and accepting them as part of your whole self. That anger you had to suppress? It becomes the fuel for powerful boundaries. The grief you buried? It transforms into deep compassion for yourself and others. The selfishness you were shamed for? It becomes healthy and necessary self-respect. Look at the parts of yourself you've judged most harshly. Ask them, what wisdom do you hold for me? By doing this, you stop being fragmented and start becoming whole. You are not just your wounds. You are the strength that survived them, the wisdom they taught you, and the light that was never, ever put out. Step 8. Reclaim your power. Exercise your sovereignty. At its core, narcissistic abuse is a violation of your personal sovereignty. It leaves you feeling powerless and cut off from your own life force. Reclaiming your power is an active daily choice. It's the conscious decision to be the master of your own energy, every single day. This happens every time you say no without feeling guilty. It happens every time you choose to respond thoughtfully instead of having a knee-jerk reaction. It happens every time you honor your own needs, even if it's inconvenient for someone else. Real power isn't about controlling others. It's about having complete authority over yourself. You are the sole ruler of your inner kingdom. No one gets to dictate your worth, your reality, or your peace without your permission.
And you're no longer giving that permission away.
Step 9. Embrace your mission, a new kind of purpose. As you heal, a sense of purpose will naturally start to bubble up, not from a place of obligation, but from a place of genuine desire. This is what you could call your light worker mission. Your mission is no longer to rescue people from their pain. You've already learned that hard lesson. Instead, your mission is to embody the truth that healing is possible. You become a way-shower, someone who leads by example. Your purpose is to use the wisdom that was forged in your own darkness to light the path for others. Think about your unique gifts. Is it through writing, teaching, creating, or simply through your calm and steady presence? Your greatest wounds can become the source of your greatest service. You guide others not by carrying their burdens, but by showing them that they have the strength to carry their own. Step 10. Live in alignment, the empowered empath. This final step isn't a destination, it's a completely new way of being. You are now living in alignment with your true, integrated self. You carry a quiet confidence that doesn't need anyone else's approval. You practice compassion without sacrificing yourself. You hold powerful boundaries with love. This is the state of the empowered empath. You finally understand that your sensitivity isn't a curse, but a finely tuned instrument of perception. The darkness you went through didn't break you. It initiated you into a deeper understanding of life and the human heart. You are no longer a victim of the world's pain. You are a transformer of it, a healer, and a beacon of light, made even more brilliant by the very shadows you dared to face. The journey from a wounded empath to an empowered one is the hero's journey of our time. It's the path of turning your deepest pain into your most sacred wisdom. You weren't broken, you were being forged. Your empathy was never the problem, the lack of boundaries was. Now, with your shadow integrated and your power reclaimed, you're not just a survivor, you are a source, you are a guide, you are the light you were always searching for. Go live in that truth.